G'day watchers, welcome to Perth Watch, your horology channel broadcasting right here in Perth, Western Australia. Today I have, yes, another San Martin, the price leader at the 200-250 price mark. They have done some awesome watches and links to previous videos if you want to check out some of their great products. This is their current box, I believe, and you can see there's a bit of a, I guess, Submariner type of vibe here with that bezel, but you know, it's kind of this screw thing. Pretty cool, you know, very spinnable. You know, that's at least a 4 out of 5 here. Okay, so it just screws up on the top here. There's a, that goes in that hexagon, and the watch sits inside here, obviously, and in here, I guess to take this out, I'll just kind of quickly show you guys, there is kind of warranty cards and whatnot. You know, I've put the spare links down the bottom, and there's a sticker, you know, whatever. You don't need to see those things really. I've kind of messed up this bezel here, so I'm just gonna, you know, show some love and give you guys a fully aligned bezel. So guys, this is the San Martin SN051-G, otherwise known as the Omega Seamaster 300 Homage. Very much that watch that this piece homages. It is listed for 250 USD, but often, in fact, just as I checked last night, it was under 200 USD. And for that price, this is simply amazing. You know, I really got to say that. Now, in terms of the watch it homages, I'm just going to, you know, put it side by side here in case there is any doubt. You know, it is an homage of the current model Seamaster 300. Now, there are models, I think other brands, and maybe even San Martin have done, of the older Seamaster 300 model that is different, right? There's distinct differences, and I think many people think that the newer model does have superior changes to it. You can, you know, kind of Google that if you want to find out more. Okay. So first up, I'm just going to put the stats of the movement up at the side here along with the case dimensions for you guys to see. Unfortunately, this does have a ghost date, right? They've put in an NH35A, so there is a ghost date. That there is a flick of the date, you know, disc in the one position if you're going to adjust the date or pretend you are. So that's a bit unfortunate. Some people really hate that. You know, for me, it's take it or leave it, but some people really dislike ghost date positions. Okay, moving on then. Now, before I say anything else, I will show you, you know, you saw the lug-to-lug distance, but what people really like to see, or at least I like to see, is the case thickness here. So, you know, I stipulated that it was 13.5 millimeters thick. It's actually, if I was reading the caliper more closely, it's more like 13.3 or 13.2. So pretty pleasing. And you can see that they break it up with a bit of the thickness taken up by the case back. And obviously the bezel, and then that brush side of the case there. Okay, so about 13.3, 13.2 millimeters thick, really. In terms of finishing, okay, so just like the original, just like the Omega, it's really taken all the finishing from there. So there's a polished top surface of the bezel. Top surface of the lugs is polished. The bezel is really mainly brushed. There is a bevel, that 45-degree bevel, that's also polished. Longitudinal brushing on the sides, as I stipulated, and it's got circular brushing on the case back. The undersurface of the lugs are, hopefully you can appreciate that, the undersurface of the lugs are actually polished as well. Okay, so you got that nice San Martin sharky shark there, right, in that solid screw down case back. It's got a kind of screw down crown, of course, with this diver homage. It's got a sign, that S for San Martin sign there. The overall water rating they've gone for is 200 meters, right? No, it's not a 300 meter watch, but hey, that would suffice for almost all of us, right? 99.9+% of all the viewers viewing this video, I would think. Right, moving on to the dial then. So this dial is a matte, fine textured black dial. That's really what the Omega is. I think that some people say it's very dark brown. I can't tell, you know, it's a textured black is what I'm calling it. It's got printed details, right? You can see there's nice printed details there. It's got a printed chapter ring on the dial itself, but it's got sandwich numerals, compass numerals, right? The 3, 6, 9, 12, as well as the 12 indices are this sandwich effect. Not sure 100% if this is a sandwich dial, but it definitely has a nice depth sandwich effect there. Hand-wise, it's got the Omega broad arrow for the hour, just like the original. It's got Dolphin for the minutes and Lollipop seconds, like the original, which is lovely. You know, it's this handset is really quite a nice handset. Of course, not a credit to St. Martin for that. It is actually completely homaging the Omega there. Loom-wise, it's got 4 patina looms, so false patina loom on all the usual spots, and including the full bezel, right? The bezel is actually fully loomed as well, and I will show a loom shot, of course, right here for you guys to see how it glows in the dark. Okay, moving on then. So this bezel, of course, is going to be 120 click unidirectional dive style with a ceramic insert. Let's listen to it. 6, 10 clicks. Right, very soft, but 20 clicks there. Hardly any black play. This is really very similar to the Tudor Black Bay 58 that they do. Very nice feeling bezel, I have to say, right? Okay, so that's really a very fine feeling bezel, and also doesn't make too much noise at all. On top of the dial is a very lightly domed, really nicely done, really, I think, lightly domed sapphire crystal here. Moving on to the bracelet then. So this is, I guess it's you want to say it's an oyster style, but it's not really an oyster. It's really original to the Omega, I guess, proportions here. It's got brushed in the middle, polished on the side here. Some people don't like that, but that is actually how the original is like. The only difference is that they've got a male end link, right? I think Omega has changed that to a female, which I think will sit on the hand a bit better, but this actually overall doesn't sit on the hand badly at all, and I'll show you on the wrist shot later here. So solid end links, of course. It's got screw adjusts. Hopefully you can see there. Pretty nicely done screws, very nicely fitted. It doesn't feel too tight, too loose. It tapers from 21mm, so really quite interesting that they've copied Omega with that 21mm lug distance, lug width there, to 18mm. And this solid metal clasp is a push button release with 4-point micro adjustment. This clasp is a 21mm wide clasp here. Right, that's it guys for the entire description. Let's snap it on the wrist for a wrist shot. And as I mentioned, you know, even though it's got male end links, it actually doesn't sit too badly on my wrist, which is not huge. My wrist is 17cm diameter. This is actually not huge at all. And that lug width, you know, lug distance of about 48mm, 48.5, sits well, you know, on my hand. And I would imagine for the majority of guys, this would sit very comfortably. And that's how it looks like. So remember, about 13.3mm stick here. Okay, that's it guys. That's, you know, the description of the watch. And I will just put it side by side quickly with the Chronos, right? So this Chronos homages the previous model, and you can see some of the differences, particularly the lack of sandwich loom on the compass numerals in a slightly different proportions here. I think this one is categorically better. Even though the quality of this is not bad, I think this is, you know, either the same or superior in just about every way. But check out the, you know, review of the Chronos if you like. I'll put a link up here. It certainly was a very popular review. What have I found good about this watch? I reckon, look, it's again a very good value package. You know, for under 200, if you can get this under 200, it is very excellent. You know, sapphire crystal, ceramic insert, of course, NH35 movement, screw links, very nicely done screw links. Tolerances are great, a machine class, and 200-meter water resistant. Very difficult to beat, you know, in terms of fit and finish for this price and quality and specs. The finishing is great, right? Nothing to complain about. The slimness of the case, you know, they've gone for 13.2 or 3. That's actually thinner than the real thing, which is about, I think, 13.8. So definitely, you know, this is a good job. They've gone for the slimness here. The sandwich style is pretty well done. It's got that depth, and I really enjoy looking at this. An excellent feeling bezel, and a very good feeling bracelet as well, and a nicely domed glass. Really very little to complain about here. You know, I think for those interested in the Seamaster 300, I think this is a great trial piece. You know, if you just want to feel how it is, I think this will give you a very good idea, I reckon. You know, and St. Martin, you know, continues to be firmly the $200 price leader. They really are, in my opinion. Are there any complaints I can level at this thing? Look, I think ultimately, it's really a bit nitpicky, really. I think the ghost state movement, you know, it would be nice to have an NH38, not NH35, to not have a ghost state. That would be nice. I think it would be good to have drill lugs in a purportedly tool watch. That would be a good, nice addition. And they haven't got a dive extension, so I'm not sure how difficult it is to do, but I wouldn't think it's too difficult, and that would certainly lift the entire package to near perfection. Ultimately as well, I would say, of course, it's an homage piece. It is an Omega homage, right? The design has been completely taken from Omega, and it looks great, not because of St. Martin's design department. This is because of Omega's design department. And some people can't stand that, right? They can't stand wearing a watch that is a pure homage. You know, take it or leave it. Some people will be okay, but you know, if you don't like it, you won't get this watch. Let me know in the thoughts below what you think about this. Okay, so there you go, guys. My review of the San Martin SN051-G, the Omega Seamaster 300 Homage. Look forward to hearing your thoughts and discussions below. And as always, thank you for sticking with me. I'll see you guys next time.